Women of Reddit, what myth about women is 100% untrue and infuriates you when you hear it? That because you don't like another woman it's only because you're jealous. Listen, I can hate a woman because of something she did or said and in no freaking way be jealous of her. She may be just dumb, and why would I be jealous of that? Somewhat related, I went to preschool in a church. My teacher told us the story of Adam and Eve. At the end she said this is a reason God made women afraid of snakes, so several girls spoke up and said they were not afraid of snakes. I don't remember what my teacher's exact response was, but I remember she was really annoyed. That women don't snore. Seriously, I've heard this loads and it always baffles me. People breathe when they sleep. Sometimes it makes some noise, male or female. Let them breathe. Maternity leave is basically vacation. If you've never experienced the exhaustion of carrying a child and the intense body changes that occur during and after delivery, you'll find out that maternity leave is necessary for recovery and is not a vacation. Try working with a second, third, or fourth degree tier while now trying to deal with a baby that needs to feed every 2 to 3 hours. We pee with our vagina. Nearly everything about endometriosis. It is sorely misunderstood. Research is underfunded, and terrible treatments get used all the freaking time when they don't help and make things worse. It's a hidden debilitating disease, and I hate the misinformation spread about it. There is help out there and legit treatments. Eater, thank you kind strangers for the awards. For those suffering and needing additional resources, the Facebook group Nancy's Nook Endometriosis Education is an amazing resource. Not a girl, but I always found it sad to see articles where 8 cases are shut down because she has an intact hymen. The hymen doesn't break the first time you have S**X, but it can if you are too rough with it. Hell, horseback riding and tampons can break it. And it won't always bleed the first time. It may break, or it might not. Both are perfectly normal. Every time I throw up, or say I feel nauseated, literally since I was like 16, the first thing someone jumps to is, are you pregnant? Like we can get sick without it being, because we are knocked up. Edit, changed nauseous to the proper nauseated. Edit again. Personally, if a doctor or nurse asks me, I simply answer and move on. That's part of their job. But if I mention to my mom or a coworker or a random stranger hears me telling my husband that I feel sick, it doesn't mean I'm pregnant. Stuff about our periods in general. Like if we're mad, it's definitely because we're on our period. We never have a legitimate reason to be upset. Also myths like we are able to hold in our period or we only have it for a day, or that we are impure. The impure one definitely infuriates me. I just think about the billions of women throughout history, and sometimes even today, being treated as if they are impure or an evil omen because of a bodily function they cannot control. Banishing them to menstrual huts when they have their periods or not allowing them to touch anything. And yes, this happens. My mother as a teenager was not allowed to touch anything when she had her period. It got to the point where she would just not tell anyone she was menstruating and do what she wanted. That periods only last one day. I am infuriated that this is not true. Edit, okay. So before I get bombarded with any more messages as to how it is possible to even come to the conclusion that periods last only one day, the kid explained his reasoning as he thought that periods happening in some monto meant 1 day per month. That is all there is to it. That we all love shopping. I freaking hate shopping. That we don't need pockets in our freaking clothes. We love children and have natural knack for them. When women abuse children they are seen as damaged. Men who abuse children are sick. That the more S**X you have, the looser your pussy gets. On Reddit I frequently come across the notion that women, unlike men, automatically have this social network they can rely on for support. Boy, I wish that were the case. every woman is the same, that we all like the same things, that every period is the same, every childbirth is the same, that if one woman says periods hurt and one says it doesn't, one of us has to be lying, that if one woman's childbirth is easy, the rest must be faking it or weak. That as little girls we all dreamt about our future wedding. Not all women want to get married, or actually enjoying attending weddings. That we are only supposed to like rom-com movies. Someone once told me I've quite a masculine movie collection, WTF. My favorite stereotypes of women I hear is the idea of how we interact with each other when we are in groups. 90% of my conversations with half of my friends revolve around the latest video games and horror movies coming out. Occasionally we'll talk about emotions, relationships, or clothes and makeup, but we would both be bored if that was all we talked about. I also know of about one person who greets me with "hey girl." I refer to both gender friends as dude. Not that any of that is bad, I just find it hilarious when people assume women get all squealy and affectionate or close and gossipy when they spend time together. Our friendships are just as unique and varied. Doesn't so much make me mad when people assume I'll act that way with my friends as it makes me laugh and pity their ignorance. All women are the same and must therefore have the same interests, skills, and opinions. I just think people misunderstand why women's bathroom lines are so long. It's not because women are all vain, it is because we have to sit every time, unlike you, and wipe, and it takes a lot longer and some women have to get undressed to do so. Also, not even to mention how time consuming periods can be. All women want/need children. It doesn't infuriate me, but I was always confused by the stereotype that women are afraid of blood in general. Like, what do you think we deal with everything month? Edit. Whoa, a lot of really interesting responses. Yeah, I definitely get being wary or affected by unnatural amounts of blood, or even by just blood in general as a woman. It's not abnormal or wrong. It definitely happens. Definitely a thing. I feel like the stereotype of women fainting at the sight of blood has died down a lot since its origin, though. Anybody who says it was because of corsets hasn't done their research enough to know that the average Joe didn't tight lace on a regular basis or even at all, and that corsets were worn to provide a structure and silhouette often more than to cinch the waist, basically a wider bra. So obviously some idiots in the past tight-laced, then fainted, and then started a viral stereotype. But corsets made and fitting correctly actually are fine for breathing. I'm a reenactor, if you couldn't tell here. So that's where I think the stereotype comes from. Maybe just as women were seen as more restricted, the reality is the same and different all at once, and that's a whole different subject. That the clitoris is hard to find. Or that labia grow exponentially with lots, if s**x. Or that vaginas are anything but elastic. Basically every ridiculous myth about female s**xuality and their genitals. That we mean the opposite of what we say. That I like pumpkin spice lattes. That we all hate when our significant other is going to hang out with friends and we expect them to be with us 24/7. I'm sure it's the same for men, but gift giving. I've had so many guy friends ask me what to get their s/o or sister or mother, because I'm also of the female gender. Get to know them and give them something based on what they've asked for or actually like. We are not all the same. There is no generic female gift. We are different people with different likes and tastes. The whole goddamn OHYRM mad, why are you must be EONYOUR period. Especially when it's coming from a guy that easily gets angry at the dumbest things and can't control his rage. That all of us secretly hate each other and are innately gossipy and b***tchy. Some dip crap on here tried telling me once that he knew all women resented each other because he knew the nature of woman. That old saying, women insult their friends, but do not mean it, and women compliment their friends, but do not mean it, paints women as catty/unable to have genuine friendships, which is BS. That women are irrational because of their hormones. The irony is that some men make excuses for their behavior because testosterone apparently makes them unable to control themselves. Women are looking for a man to provide for them. It's attractive to have your crap together, but I can handle myself. I just want a best friend to frick and goof off with. The uterus is harmed when women drive. This was the excuse used by Saudi Arabia 4 years before women were finally allowed to drive in 2017. That everything we do is to attract men. From wearing revealing clothing, to wearing makeup at work, to gaming, hell, apparently even the internet, like other girl types who abstain from and denounce things associated with attracting men, are accused of doing it to attract men. After a while it just feels like a bunch of projection, whether from women who are insecure about their ability to date, or men who interpret anything they're attracted to as being tailor-made for them. Also, while I do think that we have a sort of privilege over men in terms of being able to cry and show our emotions, I also feel our emotions are not taken as seriously. As another commenter noted, we're basically never allowed to be upset about anything, and are always labeled crazy / hysterical / irrational / dramatic. I have seen a lot of confusion among men involving the concept of venting. Rui, would you tell me your problem if you don't want a solution? The reason why is because we don't need a solution. Oftentimes we already know what it is. What we need is to be listened to be comforted, and told that it is understandable why we feel the way we do, when the rest of the world just tells us to calm down or to smile more. That girly girls are dumb, annoying, don't know when to shut up, can only be a stay-at-home mom. Like I can like pink shirts, dresses, and still box you, be a lawyer, and have varying personality traits. Virtually anything that say all women are blank. The only thing that's true about all women is that they are women. Basically stereotypes. Bra sizes. I absolutely hate it. A 32DD can be the exact same cup size as a 36C. Bra sizes are not representative of actual breast sizes, so stop shaming women for their sizes. That it is mandatory for all women to shave or trim every single hair on our bodies. No, not mandatory. That every woman has mother's instinct. Like the second I hear a baby scream crying, I want to throw it out from the window or just jump out if it myself. That we'll buy anything if it's pink. Pink guns, pink staplers, pink calculators, pink camo, ugh.